Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ridertown Radio for a very interesting one because we're doing another retrospective.
Yay!
Also, I'm sick, so if I sound weird, I apologize. Not exactly the best thing, but hey, show has to go on. And
Yes, the show must go on after being gone for like 3 weeks, and then coming back, and then almost going away again.
yeah, I had a small problem with the main computer. What is that?
What?
Hey, Shin!
Uh,
It's your guitar!
Oh my gosh, a pink Forza just crashed through the roof.
So, do we bill you for the damages, or
Give it to Bluecaster.
Okay, we'll let him
Okay.
know whenever he gets on the show.
we'll let them know in a couple months?
Yes, folks, we have a guest in the house. Joining us from Radio Sentai Castranger for this fun episode, it's Pinkcaster Litrid.
What up, everybody? It's great to be here.
Yay! So, yes,
Yay.
today's episode is going to be a look back through the decade, a journey through the decade, if you will. Come on, someone had to make the pun.
joke.
It was inevitable.
Oh no, Ray Cruncho.
Someone was gonna make the joke, it might as well have been him.
Yes, folks, we are looking back at Kamen Rider Decade. So, fun
My
times.
first favorite Rider series. I love
Same
that.
here.
Same here.
I just like it because my favorite writer's in the show.
All our favorite writers are in the show.
Everyone's in
Well-
the show. Well,
Sort of.
sort of. Kind of.
The first 9 Heiseis, at least.
Yeah.
But yes. So, as I'm not even sure how to roll with this.
Let's talk about Decade.
Yes, we're talking about Decade.
Alright,
So,
so the adventures of Kadoya Tsukasa and friends.
yes, Kamen Rider Decade, I believe it was 2009, 2010-ish series,
2009.
Yes.
which basically follows a guy in pink spandex traveling around different worlds and making a mess of things.
And has a camera on his dick.
The camera straps are not that low.
That's
Well, the belt is based off a camera.
so. I
And
mean,
boy-
I'm right.
And boy, the voice that comes from that thing is sexy as all hell.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Right, so I guess just as a starter for this, theme song talk. Let's,
Well, it's
yeah.
a gag song.
Yeah.
It's a theme.
Everybody
song.
loves gag.
Pretty much. I mean, when I first watched the series like years ago, I thought that this was a really mellow song for a Kamen Rider show. And I mean, I think
Yeah.
like I'd seen some of the other ones. It's like everything's high energy, and then this one's just really mellow.
Yeah, and then you have the anime opening that is Kamen Rider Ghost.
Yeah, that's just so high energy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I guess just general go around the room with your general thoughts or something.
Do you want to talk?
Um,
do we want to like talk about our favorite like episodes and then talk about the decade double crossover movie thing
Sure, we can go
as like
around
a
that. It's like
collective?
yeah, it's just like favorite arcs or whatever. Because for visiting all the worlds, obviously, if you haven't seen Decade, none of those worlds at all line up to what they were in the show. Like,
No.
except for
And that
one.
is a good thing for one of the worlds. A very good thing.
Yeah, I think the only one that lined up properly was Den-O because Den-O. And they just had to shove another movie out.
Yep.
That's literally the only one that's in continuity with itself. Everything else.
I miss Deno movies a lot.
Speaking of which, I linked it in the other chat. One of the actresses from Dano recently just gave birth to her first child.
Oh yeah, Naomi.
Cool.
Oh,
I literally
congrats to
saw
her.
that like 5 minutes ago, and I was like, I gotta put that in the chat.
Oh, congrats to her.
Congrats, Naomi.
Maybe one day he'll grow up to be the juicy boy.
God, what if she feeds her baby instead of with milk with coffee?
Oh my gosh.
God, that thing will be dead in like a week.
I was going to say, I think child services would have something to do with that.
Well, I don't know, because Naomi lives on the denliner, right? So she'd just be raising the baby in the denliner, and owner would babysit it for her sometimes, and then the Imagine would as well, which would not go well at all.
The baby will be fed nothing but coffee and fried rice.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So let's see. With Kintaros, the baby would nap with Kintaros. Urtaros would dress it up in like fucking weird ass clothing. Momo would teach it how to fight, and then I think Ryutaros would be the best one for him to play with because
Ryutaros is basically a child.
so like they draw together and they'd have fun and then teach him to dance.
Why does this sound better than a Deno?
Deno, 20 years later.
Please? Please?
The small problem with that is that you do Deno 20 years later, you'd have to get back the original Deno actor.
Yeah, and they can't afford him anymore.
No, you don't. Not if it's about the kid.
Okay, yeah. If they focus it on the kid, it could work.
Yeah, the kid becomes...
Next year's 2017, so we probably could get something Deno.
You know, half pint Deno. Like that episode where the kids in Tokuja were in the suits.
Where that time there actually was a tiny Deno.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that from what movie was that?
I think it was the it was the first one.
Oh yeah, I think that was it. It's been a while since I've seen that one.
Yeah.
I just remember my favorite being
Kamen Rider New-ish Deno.
New-ish Deno.
God, we were talking about Decade and then just slipped into Deno.
Welcome to our show. This is what we do.
Yeah.
If we don't have at least one derail, we're doing it wrong.
I mean,
But
last week we barely talked about the future
derail, Deno, train.
But yeah, it's back to Decade. So yeah, who wants to go first with favorite arcs or versions of other shows from this series?
I guess I'll go.
All right, guess first.
Well, my favorite arc, is the Deno arc. It was done right. It was super fun, super silly, and except for that one part where like the Decade fought Urataros like rod form, and then like they rider kicked and it did something, and I don't know what it did, but they tried to make it super serious, and I was like, what? And the end was being a dick.
That's always what the end does.
No, I hate the end.
And that was also the arc that gave us Naomi or Natsumi in that black librarian outfit or whatever.
Oh yeah, Urataros possessing.
Yep.
Natsumi.
And
great.
Kuga getting a blade up his ass.
Yes, that was great.
Kamen Rider is a serious show, can't you tell?
It's a serious show for adults.
No, that's Garo. Garo's a serious show for adults.
No, Garo's Yellowcaster.
Huh.
I'll be sure to tell him that.
Right, who's next?
I guess I can go. My favorite arc is the Ryuki arc, just because it added a new rider, which I really liked the idea of having another rider, because the Ryuki suit design you could do so much with.
How did I know you were going to say Ryuki just because of Abyss?
Yeah,
because Abyss is sitting on my damn desk right now.
I kind of wish they did that with more of the worlds. Like, introduce
more riders or forms or essentially.
Yeah, like have a new Fies rider or something, and
finally see Basha Fever.
Never gonna happen.
That can happen.
I can't wait.
It'll just sit in the corner with Jinba Melon.
Can't wait for all the hate mail from Bluecaster.
The logistics of Basha Fever just. Even sitting here as a Kiva fan, that just makes no sense. It's like you're chucking that giant thing that's Totslot on the bottom of an already small gun. It would look silly. You'd be using more like a boomerang at that point.
I don't know, he summons a waterfall or something. There you go. That's Basha Fever.
I mean, I guess that could work, but just... Anyway.
Yeah.
Biff, your turn.
This is a tough one. I guess... again, the fan service world, the Black RX world, I actually really liked.
Black RX.
Yeah, it was one of the few times they got it right with Black and Black RX being the same person. Like, and they had to do some weird roundabout bullshit to get them to be together.
You mean the only time where that ever makes sense, and now
Yes.
all the movies, it doesn't make a lick of sense.
It's like, what are you talking about? They're completely different people, obviously.
Plus, that double henshin was fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It's also one of the reasons that Black and Black RX got a figure art.
I know. I have a Black RX up in my figure display.
Yeah, it was because of him showing up in Decade that he got a figure art in the first place.
And he was one of the few original actors they could get back, because apparently they didn't get very many back for this.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, they got, like, what, maybe a grand total of 4 or 5 original Rider actors for this?
Oh, yeah.
They got Kiva.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
that was the last
Like-
season. So
Yeah.
he was clearly still around.
Yeah, they got Kiva,
Yeah,
but
they
he
probably,
didn't
like,
play
just
Kiva.
finished filming.
It's like, yeah, we got Kiva for Decade. Cool. Who are we gonna play? Oh, I don't know. Someone else, not Kiva.
Yeah, you're gonna be the one who establishes the plot to Decade.
They also got Blade back.
Yeah, they got Kenzaki.
That was a fucking sick cameo, though.
Yeah.
And Henshin straight to Blade, or
Yeah,
King
just
form.
Blade King.
straight to King form.
Whoops Decade's ass, and I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? As much as I don't like seeing Decade get his ass kicked, that was fine.
Oh yeah, another world, the world of Hibiki, because I think you know why.
Oh, yes, of
Epic
course.
song
King Zank.
finisher.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did get Zenki back for that one, too.
Oh yeah, they did. But
And
yeah,
finally-
because of the greatest fight in Rider history, the giant jam session.
Final attack right Hibiki.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yep.
The greatest finisher of all time. A
Yep.
guy
Yeah,
playing
definitely.
the drums.
It's funny because Decade has like my favorite Rider kick ever. I love the Dimension kick.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a
yeah,
really
that's
cool
awesome.
kick.
Summons 10 fucking holographic cards, fucking kicks all through them, which I'm assuming increases his strength, and then
He doesn't
also
kick
just
through all of them. He actually goes through them like a portal. So the first card, he'll skip the gap between the first and the second card, then go between the third and the fourth, then skip 4 and 5, then go and keep going like that.
plus in the double Decade movie, he I think it was the shot he was using, but still like it was just like stretching out following Skyrider, and it just wasn't stopping, and I was like,
Yeah.
God, his power knows no limit.
Yeah.
I thought that was his kick when he did that.
Yeah. Decade Violent Motion is just like world breaking.
I fucking love Violent Emotion.
It's OP as heck.
Yeah, and from the looks of it, it's going to be really OP in the new Bat Ride War game.
Well, they would be doing it wrong if they didn't let it
Yeah,
be.
because
somewhat OP.
apparently, instead of actually turning into the riders, he just uses their finishers.
Oh,
Interesting.
It just goes like Agito, and then he does Agito's kick.
I love that. I'm glad the renewal Decade figure art coming out has a Violent Emotion head.
Yeah, it'd be dumb
and
if
then
it
it has
didn't.
all the different actual logos on the belt, and the belt actually works.
Yes,
Yep.
that's fantastic.
I love
Oh,
that.
I can't wait to get that figure.
Yeah.
My old Decade figure art to shame.
And they're releasing more forms of Kuga. Stop it! I don't have that much money.
Kuga's the new Deno.
Well, he's got enough forms. He might as well.
That's true. And then
Yeah.
apparently, like the special Kuga item that we're seeing later is like the Grongi bracelet or something.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's fancy.
Also, they're coming out with a complete selection Fies driver.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah. And it's also supposed to be like $300.
Wasn't the original
it
like
comes with all the
300?
Fies gear.
Yeah.
Well, $300 plus shipping and middleman fees, so it'll be
Yep.
like $100.
Yeah.
Uh,
This
And
is the price you have to pay when you really like Fies.
well, if they ever make a complete selection modification Forza driver, then I'll be like, shut up and take my money.
comes with all the switches.
Oh god.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, that would
Oh,
be more like
God.
the Super Best Henshin edition. It
Yeah.
would come with probably
It comes with
would probably come
comes
with like
with-
1 through 20, and then they would come out with like a second set that would come with like 21 through 40.
I missed the Super Best line. That was cool.
yeah.
So do I. They literally stopped before Forza too.
because it was
No.
coming out during Forze.
Oh,
True.
okay.
They did Deno.
Yeah, all
Because
that's
Deno.
worth.
Yeah, I did the no belt for a little while. I sold it.
Well, it's not like it did much.
True.
Back in the era of earlier belts when they barely did anything.
Well, you didn't need like 50 billion collectibles to get all the sounds.
That is
Blade
also
and
true.
yeah, Blade and Ryuki's belts being the worst.
Oh yeah, Blade's belt.
Yeah.
Just stick the card in, it makes noise, then you flip it over and you're done.
Turn up.
At least with Ryuki's, you're pulling cards out of the thing, which is what you're supposed to do with it. Blade's
Yeah.
belt is literally just for transformation. Everything else is in the sword or gun.
Yeah, holy shit, that's true.
Or your weird little like card holder pouch that you have on the side of your belt.
Oh yeah, they did kind of have that for just like flicking out empty cards to capture.
Yeah, well, I was
Yep.
more talking about like Chalice and Clubs guy because I can't remember his name.
The
The
angle.
angle.
Yes, I knew it started with an L. Because they didn't really have like a rouse feature on their weapon. They decided like the little pouch that they pulled out.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that, but it's been a. I never finished Blade, so.
I just know that because of the figure arts that I've watched reviews of. Like most of my knowledge of most Kamen Rider systems.
Supposedly Kuga's the last Heisei series I have to watch, so...
Watch it. It's really good.
Yeah, no, Dragon Form's my favorite so far.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a little slower paced, but it's a really good series.
Mm.
A lot of the older Heisei stuff's slower paced.
Yep. Its final
You know,
battle is probably my favorite in all of Rider.
Right, so back to Decade.
So, yeah, since we're on the topic of Decade,
Right.
have we heard anything else about that Decade, the Next or whatever series?
Not that I know of.
No, not that I know of either.
Oh, the
Because
fan made?
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah, because I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward to see what that looks like.
I know, because they're going to have Dark Decade. And I'm
I
excited.
know. I was so excited when I saw that because everyone forgets Dark Decade exists.
Yeah, a
Well,
thing
yeah,
that they
I
could have
mean,
done
I'm
in
not
the
gonna lie,
show.
Dark Decade.
No, okay.
I would
See, I
prefer that.
had a thing for Decade where, like, how they could have implemented him. So what it should have been was that the Decade that we were with the entire show was the wrong Decade. And so Dark Decade was actually the one that was meant to destroy all riders. So then eventually, like, what they should have done was with the movie, they should have just, like, had Dark Decade show up and be like, oh, you're not me. What the fuck are you doing?
Another idea that I had was instead of violent emotion, he turns into Dark Decade.
That would have been sweet.
Yeah, that could have worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like when I heard when I saw the thing for the whole like Decade. The Next, I was like, oh, what if he turned into Dark Decade instead of regular Decade as his like base form?
The thought I had was like during the negative world episodes, he could have like come into being and then just like followed after them and antagonized them till the end of the show. When they finally
Because,
final showdown or whatever.
Be like
yeah,
the
like,
actual evil rider of the series, essentially.
Basically.
Yeah. because if they had more than 31 episodes, they could have done so much more with it, and they didn't.
Yeah, he could have been like the Necrom
Yeah.
of the series.
Fuck's sake. God damn it, Toei.
Yeah, this show had so many problems apparently. With,
Yeah.
like I don't know, writers.
It was like a
issues
writer's
or-
hell.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that basically what Decade's point was? Like his, like according to I forget his name's point, it was essentially he's going to murder all the Kamen Riders one way or another.
Oh, you mean
Apparently it
friggin'
was
Narutaki?
Bad marketing.
Yeah, who we still don't know his deal like 6 years later.
I know, right? Like what the heck, guys?
But he loves riders now, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
loves
that-
Riders and he made Abyss, so I'm happy.
That movie
Ugh.
just murdered everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck that movie.
Yeah, hardcore. Just no.
No.
So are there any like going back to just like the whole alternate versions of these riders? Are there any other ones that you guys would have liked to seen as the actual show version, as instead of friggin' words?
Kiva.
Yeah, you know what I meant. Basically, it's like if you could replace a version of one of the worlds with the real one, which one would you have replaced And apparently you say Kiva.
Hell yeah, that little kid was annoying as fuck. I wanted to smother that child.
That would have been interesting to try to do, though. It's just like have him dealing with Wataru, especially after Wataru's the one sending him on this little journey.
Well, change that to someone else from the Decade series. Maybe Wataru's brother, Dark Kiva. Have that guy's actor be the one doing all the shit.
Oh yeah, Taiga.
I liked the Blade World. Blade World was cool.
Oh, you mean where everything's a giant pyramid?
Yeah, and they have a ranking system and stuff, and if you fuck up, you go down the rank.
Yeah.
That
Just
would've-
like Ridertown Radio. We're on the bottom floor right now. And after tonight, we'll be in the basement.
What? I'm not even sure what.
I don't know.
I'm so confused.
I don't know.
If I had to change the world, I'd say probably Agito, just because it really wasn't like this show at all.
Hobo Agito! I loved Hobo Agito.
Wasn't Agito kind of a hobo in the original anyway?
Not really.
Yeah.
No, he was just...
I haven't seen it, so I didn't know.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I've only watched like the first 10 episodes because I started
The
that.
quick
But
story with Agito was that he had amnesia, and he just, met a family, and he's just like, I'm gonna stay with you and clean your house and cook for you, and then, like, his dream is to open up a restaurant. So...
Okay then.
that doesn't sound like a plot we've heard several times before, minus the amnesia part.
The great thing about Decade Agito was that not only was he Agito, he was G3X at one point, and then became Gills.
Yeah, see, I thought that was actually kind of cool. It's just like he's Gills, and then he has to like get a hold of himself to unlock his real power or whatever.
Yeah.
That would have been a great plot for Agito.
Supposedly, I believe in one of the novels that came out after the show was over,
Oh yeah,
for
the infamous
Agito.
Rider novels.
Yeah, for Agito, I'm not sure if these are considered canon or not, but apparently Rio actually became an Agito, like a full-blown Agito.
Oh, okay.
You mean
not
like how in the double novels they explain and show off Cyclone?
No, it's Kamen Rider Cyclone.
Oh, Kamen
Yeah,
Rider
Kamen Rider
Cyclone.
Cyclone. Yeah, basically, except it takes place after the series is over. And basically,
and
Rio, who is Gills, fully unlocks his power and becomes the new Agito, basically.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Well, Agito just lives the rest of his life running a restaurant, and he appears in the Ryuki movie.
Yep.
Oh yeah, those actors were in that movie.
Yeah, because there's just like the Ryuki cast is just sitting like talking or something like that, and then just Shoichi shows up and he's just like, "Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed your meal." And I'm like, "Oh, they're in Agito's restaurant. Okay, cool."
Then Toshiki Inouye loves reusing his actors.
Yep.
Isn't he the one in charge of Decade, or
Uh,
who was in charge of this one? I forget.
Well, I know the writer was a big fan of Ryuki. That's why Decade's most used form in the show was Ryuki.
I thought it was Kiva, because at least in the episodes I saw, he busted that thing out like 3 times.
Well, that was because,
Yeah, Kiva was the previous
Iron's
show, right?
reasons.
So, yeah, it's like,
let
oh,
me
it's
beat
the
the
previous
shit out of
show.
the guy based off of a bat with a bat form.
Bat for a bat, right?
You know,
Well, even after that, it
Godzilla
was
versus Batman. Literally what that was.
yeah, that was a movie too.
Yes, it was one that should be a live action.
Who has the writing on this one? Yep, Toshiki Inouye is one of the writers.
yeah.
And there's Yonemura and Kobayashi, which I think wasn't Kobayashi the Ryuki writer or one of them.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons Ryuki was the way it was, because
5 freaking writers on this show.
yeah, and a lot of them hated each other.
No wonder this program was so messed up.
Yeah, like each writer wanted to do their own thing and kept dicking over the other. Mostly Inoue and I believe Kobayashi.
Well, yeah, they kept doing that to each other with Ryuki. That's why that's such a mess.
Oh, you said
Yeah.
writer. I thought you said writer. I was like, oh yeah.
Oh yes, in Ryuki they did all hate each other.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's kind of the premise of Ryuki. They all hated each other.
Mhm.
The staff hated each other too, apparently.
Yep.
But yeah,
Let's talk about the Double Decade movie. That was a fun
Yeah.
time.
that was a decent movie, although it's a shame we didn't get the movie that they advertised at the end of the program.
Yeah, like that
Oh,
movie
you mean with Decade at the end shooting him in the face?
Yeah, that the decade half was completely rewritten.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
it wasn't
that-
like one of the shots of the promo from like the end of the last episode. It's like Tsukasa knocking himself over or something.
Yeah.
It's like, there's your dark
it was basically,
decade right
you're
there.
Not the real, it was basically, you're not the real Tsukasa, I'm the real Decade.
It's like, this is the real world. And it's like, well, there would have been your dark decade, but nope.
Yeah. Yeah, that ending got completely rewritten.
Instead, we get Decade dies, and then he gets revived by the power of memory. Because what the flying crap.
Okay, I think I watched a different crossover movie. Fuck.
What movie did you watch?
You
I
watch All
watched-
Rider First Die Shocker?
No, it was a Decade crossover movie where they're fighting some weird robot thing, and then halfway through it switches to the begins night with Decade and with Double.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's the
That's
one.
really-
I don't remember the whole him dying thing at all.
Kivara stabs him in the dick.
I,
You know,
I
Yeah,
through the
no,
belt.
literally.
thing. I just never saw that part. when
You were
I-
not
Yeah,
paying
not
attention.
to be literally transforms to Kamen Rider Kivala, and then just Decade's response, "Bring it."
It's like, bring it, and then he doesn't actually stop her and just lets her stab him through the belt.
No, because he was trying to prove, he was proving a point and being like, he's like, yeah, you went through and killed me, and she's like, what? No, I didn't mean to do that. You were supposed to defend.
I think it was
Yeah,
also
yeah.
kind of a thing where it's like, he's already beaten up everyone else and turned them back into cards. It's like, well, my job's done. Kill me.
Yeah, fucking Ryder kicked the horn off of Kabuto, and I was just like, oh.
Oh yeah, then he just picks the thing up while it's smoking, just flicks it off to the side.
Then Kuga teams up with Jay, and he's just like, Jay, take him down. Jay's like, all right.
And then Jay does absolutely nothing.
As per usual in team-up movies. He goes jumbo form, then immediately gets his ass kicked.
He's just a giant freaking target.
Yeah.
And in the entire
problem.
movie, Kuga's just like, well, my best friend back, and Scott's like, best friends? No.
And then meanwhile, you had Tackle just following him around for whatever reason.
Oh, fuck Tackle. Tackle was annoying.
She was cute though.
I want to help you destroy all the riders. No, it's my job. Oh. I killed your fucking partner.
Yeah, I never really quite understood that part. Just like, why are you here? Other than just to be cute.
I loved the All Riders versus Die Shocker movie though. Just the whole rider tournament concept was amazing.
Yeah.
And that was like the one time they tried to give Tsukasa backstory, but I have no idea if that movie's considered canon or not.
I think it is.
Sometimes I wonder if Decade is canon with itself.
Again,
Hey, is
I think I watched a completely different movie than you guys.
Hey, his butler turned out to be Shadow Moon, so
I forgot about that.
an original new form, Ultimate Rising Ultimate.
Don't remind me of that thing.
So pointy and golden.
I know, it's
An
awful.
ultimate. Hey, at least he had red eye version and a black eye version.
So they could sell 2 figure arts because shut up.
Or just sell one figure art with 2 heads.
Yeah, but they didn't. They sold 2 completely different versions, and the only
That's-
difference was the eye color.
That's dumb.
Yeah,
And then-
they were
and then-
both exclusives.
And then Tsukasa with that fucking sexy ass jacket.
Oh yeah, the
The thing I love about Rising Ultimate Kuga is that when he's evil, he just completely kicks everyone's ass, but as soon as he's turned good, he's just a complete fucking wuss.
Well, it's because Kuga was meant to be evil. That was the entire premise about him. He was supposed to like bring destruction to the world, and then just the powers happened to go to a guy who was the complete opposite of that. I like helping people.
So Kuga is the destroyer of worlds.
I was gonna say
Yes!
that
And
kind of the plot
well,
of
not
most
really in
Kamen
the
Rider
original series.
Isn't that the plot of most Kamen Rider series? This thing will help us destroy the. Oh damn, that guy stole it.
Well, the whole plot of Kamen Rider is that it's the hero using the power of the villain against them.
Right.
That's always kind of been a motif of Rider.
Yeah.
Heck, they poke fun about that in the Wizard last 2 episodes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they do. I forgot about that.
Like, all of you use powers that are based off of the villains you fight.
Yep. Because that was the whole thing with the original Kamen Rider, is that he was supposed to be a cyborg to work under Shocker, but he escaped.
Yeah.
And that was back in a time when you had to fucking earn the title of Kamen Rider, and you couldn't just call yourself that.
That's why all the Kamen Riders are armored riders.
Yeah. So which is why Ryuki. Most people don't really consider any of the riders in Ryuki actual riders because they don't really deserve the title.
You mean because they don't exist?
That also.
That's why I like Double and Drive, because in Double, like, he was the protector of the city and everyone called him the Kamen Rider, and then Drive, he was also the defender of the city, and then when he went public, he was known as the Kamen Rider, the protector of the city.
Well, gee, those shows were written by the same person. I wonder why.
I'm not gonna lie, because of the whole thing of like Shinosuke being a cop and Double being like detectives, I kind of want a crossover movie with them.
Oh, that'd be fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, in the Chaser movie, Excel's gonna show up,
so it's already kind of half happened.
Yeah, make it happen, please. Oh man.
Did they make a figure arts of Excel in the bike form?
No, but they should have, because if they did, I would take my Excel figure art and make him ride himself. It'd be amazing.
No, because I'm just thinking.
That sounds like a bad fan
I'm
fiction.
just thinking that's got to be a thing that they're going to do for the V cinemas. Machine Chaser riding Excel.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Or fucking driving Excel. Who knows?
Well, then that would just look like two guys wearing red spandex fucking each other.
You know, I need to take my Drive figure and my Excel figure and just fucking pose them together. That'd be awesome.
Have you guys seen the new posters for the Chase movie? Chase is on them like 6 different times.
Well, it is his movie.
I know, but do you really need to have him on like 6 different Chasers on each poster?
Yes, yes, you do. You can never have too much Chase.
This is Chase's life.
So
since we're talking about figure arts,
oh no.
As usual, the show gets hijacked by figure talk.
Well, then I was gonna talk about something else, considering I was on the whole what it means to be a Kamen Rider thing.
Okay, you do that first. My thing isn't important.
Yeah, basically the entire thing with Kamen Rider is that they were people who put the safety of everyone before themselves. It was like basically, a monster's about to like a monster has caused a concrete pillar about to fall on this family, but if I catch the concrete pillar, I'm gonna die. Do I either A, save the family and kill myself, or live to fight another day? Without hesitation, the rider would save the family. That was the whole point. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
was like the plot with Black in the Drive Kamen Rider 3 movie?
Kind of, in a way.
Where he basically took the hits instead of letting the Shocker kill him die.
Yeah. That's what they were trying to get across.
And it's like in some rider shows where sometimes like another rider will like about to like attack like a person like on Transformed or something, and then like what are you doing? Like you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
That's against everything being a rider is. And it's like he's right, you know.
Yeah. Like that's why someone who's a self-centered douchebag shouldn't be called a Kamen Rider.
Well, you mean like
the Baron?
Well, they kind of got around it by calling them armored riders.
That's true. I love Baron though.
Yeah, Gaim was the only Koda was the only one who could really be called a rider. And
since he killed himself to become God, and
and he's the only one who's ever actually called a Kamen Rider by anyone. So
going by all that for definition of a rider, would you consider Tsukasa one? Because I have a feeling that's where you're building towards.
In ways, yes, because this is actually a tough thing to explain. But another thing with riders is that they often go through a lot of hardship, which is fun fact about Ichigo's suit design. Those the 2 little black things under his eyes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are supposed to represent tears.
Oh.
And it's supposed to represent his sorrow of losing his humanity.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is why a lot of riders, especially Showa riders, have those under the eyes.
Yep. Sango has them.
Yeah. Even though Sango is a shocker rider, he isn't really a common rider.
Well, he doesn't really have like black marks. He has like 2 yellow like streaks going down, almost like tears flowing.
Yeah.
Along with his awesome yellow design of his helmet.
Basically, the entire thing is a rider basically will go through a lot of hardship for the sake of everyone else. So they will put the needs of everyone before themselves.
Yep.
Yep, and that's what it means to be a rider, basically. And I guess in ways Tsukasa is and isn't. I guess it's really, like, different situations. Like, I don't really know, to be perfectly honest. I think it's all up to the person watching the show and how they look at it.
Yeah, because, like, a lot of things I've heard is, like, a lot of people will say, you know, Tsukasa's a dick and an asshole, and, like, there are instances where he is, and then there's a lot of instances where he isn't. Yeah. He doesn't come off that way.
Most of the show is him trying to prove that one dude wrong, that he's the destroyer of world, that he's trying not to be help everybody.
Yeah, like he is helping people, and he's not completely self-centered.
No.
Like he can come off as that, but he's not really.
And plus, I think that him being a dick kind of, adds to his character, because, like, it's a type of Kamen Rider character we don't see all the time, which is why he's one of my favorite protagonists.
Yeah, that's something else I wanted to say. A lot of people say that Tsukasa's a bland dick, but really, he's a very interesting character.
Yeah. I'm really glad you didn't say he's a very interesting dick.
We're on the wrong podcast for that kind of
Boy, is he
discussion.
a good-looking dick.
I know, right?
I wouldn't go that far.
I think we're on the wrong podcast. He
goes that far either.
I think we're on the wrong podcast for that kind of discussion.
Kamen Rider Decade. Kamen Rider Decade, such a dick. He sings his own theme song.
Well,
Ride the Wind, that's sung by him.
Yeah, Ride the Wind, sung by him.
We saw a video of that earlier today, and good God, that hair.
I love Ride the Wind.
Yeah, that's a pretty good.
Speaking of that, I love Decade soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack for the show is just amazing, and the insert
the
songs.
theme is great. Ride the Wind's great. Treasure Sniper's pretty good.
All right, quick one for all of you. Between Ride the Wind or Treasure Sniper, which one's better?
Ride the Wind.
I don't even know the difference. I don't even know either of those offhand.
Ride the Wind is sung by Ride the Wind is sung by Decades. Treasure Sniper sung by The End.
Yeah.
With that fucking awesome guitar solo.
Yeah. Well, I like Decade better.
Oh yeah, let's not forget the epic speech music.
Ta-da!
Oh. And the fight. I love the fight music. Has been stuck in my head since I first watched the series. You know, the da 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 da.
Yeah, that song is amazing.
Modification Decade Driver.
Yeah, that's my favorite feature on that thing.
I was gonna say that sounds a lot like almost like the Climax Hero music.
I love that I found years ago. I saw a compilation of just every single time someone was like, "Bastard, who are you?" So it's just like Kisama, nanamono da, Kisama, nanamono da.
Tsunegame, Kamen Rider da. Oboidoke.
What's okay?
I like how the only time he doesn't say "Don't remember me" is the friggin' Momotaros. It's just like, it's like, "Who are you?" Just a passing through Kamen Rider, but you don't need to remember me. And it's like, fine, I won't ask.
Honestly, like, every time Deno was referenced to Decade, it was amazing. Like, I loved in the Hibiki world where Dan summons Momotaro Deno, and then he's about to do his pose, makes some final form ride into Momotaro's, just turns around, "The fuck do you think you're doing, transforming me while I'm in the middle of my pose, you piece of shit?" And I'm just like, oh, this is amazing.
Or in friggin' Kabuto world where he transforms into Deno and just ends up using those pose cards.
Oh,
that was great.
I was like, why do you have those cards?
Point of that.
I didn't. It's like, can't hear you. We didn't say anything.
Yeah, you didn't ask us anything. And it's like, those idiots.
Yeah. And then cast off and just fucking kick his ass.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, to be fair, what other cards could you possibly make out of Deno? He doesn't really have a whole lot to work with that suit.
Yeah.
That's
You
true.
could have
but-
one that just summons the Denliner and just runs a motherfucker over.
Well, apparently the original Final Form Ride card
Yeah.
the end had turned Deno into the Denliner, and I'm like, that's kind of weird.
I mean,
And then-
that would be better than... I mean, doesn't Kabuto turn into the Kabuto Zector?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes.
And what
Kiva
the fuck does
turns into
Akito turn into?
The Tornado.
Yeah, the Machine Tornado.
Okay.
The
Yeah, it's
hoverboard
turns
mode of his
Board
bike.
mode that got used like 3 times in the series.
Kiva turns
That's
into a
why I
giant-
didn't know what it was. It was
Yeah.
like, what is...
Kiva,
Yeah, at the point, you weren't anywhere near the point where the bike turned into the hoverboard mode.
Well, no, I only
Kiva
seen
turned,
10
Kiva turned into a
episodes.
giant bow, where his dick was an arrow.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Blade turned into a blade.
Of course.
It was the greatest fucking thing ever.
Vice turned into a blaster.
They actually made figure arts for the Blade, and the Kiva arrow. Fun fact.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
I know. I kind of want to get the blade and then just pose it with it.
Fize turned into the Fize blaster. Wait.
Yeah,
It was actually called the Fize blaster, though.
I know.
You
Yeah.
can find the Blade and the Kiva arrow on Amazon for fairly cheap.
Kuga turned into a beetle.
You know what sucks?
Yeah,
DN
turned
never
the Go
turned
Ram.
anything.
I know, even Decade had his own final form ride. He turned into a belt that got chucked onto Jay.
Yeah.
Didn't we
Turn
talk
him
about
into
this
complete
last week?
form.
How I made the joke that he turns into a DN driver?
Yeah, we probably talked about that.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think we did
familiar.
talk about that
Yeah,
last
he needs
episode.
Kuga's help to fucking cock the thing. Just
Or no, even better, he just turns into a final form ride card for the giant Deca driver.
Jesus Christ.
Uh,
Fucking in a complete form, God.
Yeah, that is the ugliest final form
You know
ever.
what?
Yeah.
Take the card off the head, and it's actually not that bad. Like the card.
in
from the
other
chest-
words, put Decade's actual head on the body, and it looks good.
I'm still pissed that it's not secondary riders.
Are you talking
Well,
about... You're talking about
and-
DNs. We're talking about Decade.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, complete Decade. No, I liked his abilities though, where he summons like another super, like the rider in their final form, and then they like mirror his movements and stuff. That was fucking cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
The suit actors, like they must have had to been perfectly in sync with each other. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive feat.
well done to them. Fuck, those Dark Riders got their asses kicked.
I know.
Yeah.
You know what I noticed? Like, I think Ryuga showed up like 3 times in the show, and every single time he got destroyed, it was in the middle of his rider kick. Because, like, he did, like, the drag blacker thing, and then he went to go kick, and then just fucking got his ass whooped. You suck, Ryuga. You're my favorite evil rider, but you suck.
I like him better as Onyx.
I need to watch Dragon Knight still.
You haven't
It's
seen
really
that?
good.
All I've heard is that Dragon Knight becomes Onyx and Onyx becomes Dragon Knight, and that's pretty fucking cool. I like that, so.
Yeah, in a way, that's kind of what happens.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
So can I talk about the movie that I saw?
yeah, what on earth did you watch?
Yeah.
I went on the Henshin Fever Facebook page, and I watched the Decade Double crossover movie. It started off... It was weird. It was split into 5 parts.
Oh.
The first part, because reasonings. So the first part was the first half of Begins Night. Second part was the second half of Begins Night. The third half was Decade and the 9 riders fighting some monster, doing their the ultimate final form ride. Everyone's in their final form, kick the shit out of everybody mode.
Yep.
Sounds to me like whoever uploaded it forgot to upload half of Decade's part, because, there's a
Yeah.
lot that happens before that.
So yeah, it's
Oh.
that, then it cuts back to Begins Night. And then they're both riding their motorcycles, and then it turned into the crossover. And that's what I saw.
Okay,
Oh.
we're going to have to come back and revisit that as its own topic at some point.
I will say
Yep.
I like that Decade's final form ride for Double was literally just, I'm going to turn you guys into two people.
Oh my god. Sorry, I just scrolling through Twitter, and are you guys caught up on Ghost?
I haven't.
No, well,
Well, I haven't
we'll
seen
see this
18
week's
now, so.
episode, but
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, like Igor, he like the new
Ganma
general
guy.
for
Yeah.
Ghost. Yeah, he has like this kind of prototype Mega U-loader where he like puts the
Yeah.
Galma icons in Twitch. Yeah, they're releasing that.
Oh no.
Oh,
I figured
Yeah.
they would, but
They're releasing that as an actual thing.
Okay, then.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I just wasn't sure if they would.
yeah.
Just
Big
more
six-
stuff to shove into that toy line that's already full of crap.
Blue
Oh,
Caster's
yeah. They
gonna lose
they
his
released
shit.
all the toys already. They gotta do something.
Ghosts is just, in terms of the marketing, it's just confused the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care for Ghost in the slightest, really. Like some of the icons I've collected are cool. I love Necrom, and that's it.
Yeah, like right now, the only thing I kind of want is the Mega Loader, just because I
Yep.
like the voice and I like Necrom's suit.
Yeah, the
Necrom.
Mega U-loader and the Grim and Sanzo and the Grim icon, really.
Kimiko,
That's
bitch, Kimiko. Love Kimiko.
Yeah, it's like, for me, the dream set would be the Edison icon, Gashapon, the Grim icon, Gashapon, the Necrom brace with the the Necrom icon and the Mega U-loader, and that's it. Because I don't like the foily stickers.
Yeah, I know. And then if you look in Ghost, like the icons, they're not sparkly stickers.
Yeah, like the thing,
Right.
a lot of the Gashapons are actually more accurate than the DX versions.
Exactly, which is why I
How
like
weird
the
is that?
Gashapon
Like,
more.
here's a weird example. In the show, the sticker on the top of Robin Hood says
Robin.
it says Robin Hood,
Oh,
but
yeah.
the DX version just says Robin.
I
But
know.
But the Gashapon version says Robin Hood.
That's weird.
Talk
And,
about a bait and switch. Normally the DX
Yeah.
one's supposed to be the most accurate. What the heck?
And a similar thing, kind of a similar thing happened with the Grim icon. It's translucent, but in the DX version is like really, like the plastic is really glittery.
Yeah.
Even though in the show it isn't that glittery, and the Gashapon version isn't as glittery as the DX version. So again, weird thing where the Gashapon version is actually more accurate.
That is bizarre.
So,
Candy toy
should we bring up that thing that we brought up last week to Lane
Oh,
about Ghost?
what about
Grateful.
Ghost?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
grateful.
He
It's-
figured out that all of his different armor platings are actually the different Damashi heads.
Oh,
Like his-
Yeah,
okay.
it's basically
Yeah.
like Blade King form, but with the Damashi logos.
Yeah, if my computer would load up faster, I can actually look at the photo and talk about it, but my computer's being slow.
I can put it up. Well, I can put it in the chat.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can put it in the chat, and then I can talk about it.
When I explained it in Castranger, but it's weird that he like Ore Damashi, Ghost Driver, Grateful Damashi, New Belt, Mugen Damashi, Ghost Driver. Like, that's so weird. Why do you go from belt to new belt back to old belt?
Presumably he comes back to life, gets the new one, then dies again.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if like he's just like, you know what? I kind of like being a ghost.
I kind of feel like that's why the Grateful Driver is all 15, is because that's his wishes. He wants to come back to life, but he wants to be like, I want to come back to life, but I still want to be able to fight the Ganma.
Keep my powers.
Fine, we'll give you a new belt.
Yeah, Sage is just like, fine, I'll give you a new belt. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Fine,
okay.
we'll give you a roulette wheel for a belt.
Okay, so Lane, if you look at Grateful Damashi,
Yep.
and you see the thigh armor that's right next to the 3, you can see there's a bit of purple.
Oh yeah, okay.
So
then
and from the looks of it, that's Nobunaga's logo.
Oh, there you go. Oh, so he uses Spectre's abilities as well. Okay.
He uses all 15,
Yeah.
we would presume.
Yeah, and also something interesting that Noble and I noticed is that the helmet is actually like a weird hodgepodge of all of the Damashi hoods. Because if you look at the helmet, it has like Musashi's headband and the handle thing.
The Edison thunder poles.
Yeah, it has the little
horns.
silver Edison antennas.
Oh.
And then like the big horns are Ryoma.
Oh, there you go.
And if you notice the thigh armor where the Nobunaga is, it actually has like a little horn, so it looks like it's one of the ghost faces.
Oh, yeah.
Just like the Musashi chest plate. And I forget
Are we
which
gonna
arm
actually
it
put
is,
this
but-
in the podcast?
I have no idea. I was just thinking to myself, there's just going to be an annotation on screen that says derailment in progress.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because I forgot how we got here.
Yeah.
We got here because I was talking about Decade, and then we brought up the new ghost item.
Yeah, this is definitely an interesting episode.
This is definitely a Rider Town production. We get
Yeah,
derailed at the
exactly.
slightest drop of a hat.
Yep.
Exactly.
I swear, you guys are like little kids. Just like jingle some keys. Ooh, shinies.
Yeah, well, in Castranger, we just cut off everybody.
Well, yeah, it's you guys yelling at
Specifically
each
Gar.
other.
A lot of Gar.
And then he
Yeah.
just sits there raising his hand even though no one can see it.
I know, it's so fucking adorable. It's a sight to see in person, to be honest.
Right, so back to Decade.
The Decade.
Let's see, what else can we talk about with this show?
Well, it's cool. It can turn into the other riders. I like
Yeah.
that because, like, honestly, I remember, Decade was my first introduction to Hibiki because, like, when he transforms into Hibi, it's just like, Kamen Rider Hibiki, Hibi who? Like, I've seen these other guys. Like, I'm like, oh, fine, Kabuto. Yeah, that's the first show I ever watched. Oh, Fies, that's the second show I ever watched. Who the fuck's Hibiki?
My reaction to all of it, because the first Japanese rider show, I was like, I have no idea who any of these things are.
Yeah.
They all just look really cool.
It was
Why
the
does this
AR
guy
world-
stick out like a sore thumb?
Yeah, the AR worlds were very interesting considering I had never seen any other previous series.
Yeah. It's like, I think the way I even found Deki was just doing research on Dragon Knight, and then it's like, started looking through them. It's like, okay, let's see if any of these look interesting enough to pick out. And it's like, oh, Decade, celebration of the previous riders. Sure, let's grab that and see what the other shows are like. Boy, did that throw me for a loop.
Yeah.
I mean, I was almost tempted to never watch Kiva just because vampires, and I think that was during the Twilight craze hype.
We don't speak of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, oh, great, vampires. I don't ever want to watch this. Ends up watching it, and it's like my favorite show.
I also found, I found Dragon Knight, and then I found out, oh, it's like Sentai, so there's like a Japanese version, and I'm like, okay, so, this series is going on right now, I guess I might as well watch it. Or, like, I think it had just ended.
Yeah, I think that was the same thing for me. It was like, it had been a few weeks since it ended, so like Double was currently on air.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I
at that
found
point-
Decade on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, like, at that point, I'd already found, like toy reviewers and stuff that did Kamen Rider, like Shuki.
I love Shuki.
Hi, Shuki, you're not listening to this, but hi anyway.
we might be getting Shuki on Castranger sometime
cool.
soon.
Yeah.
You guys just get
You
all
guys
the toy
got,
reviewers.
Whatchamacallit, Zaren Zephyr on.
Zaren Zephyr. That was fun.
Yeah.
DXing himself.
Yeah.
That was another reviewer I found when I first got into Rider.
Shuki's the reason why I collected figure arts in the first place, and also
Yeah.
I got into Yokai Watch, so I blame him for that. Damn you.
It was
Oh, no,
really
that's
weird.
Shuki!
It was really weird because during Double, I wasn't actually watching Double, so I knew the only things I knew about the show was stuff from toy reviews.
You're like, oh, that's cool. I want to see what that in the show.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because at the time I didn't really know about subgroups or anything. And that was right around the time of the great YouTube purge.
Oh yeah, when they stopped hosting
When every single subbed Kamen Rider episode got taken down.
Yeah, I think
that
I
was-
started watching like Kiva through YouTube, and it's like I kept finding different subgroups, which was weird.
If I remember correctly, I believe it actually happened the same week that O's started.
Yeah, I'd believe it, because I think that's
Yeah.
when that started to really kick up.
That's what I remember. Like, I had just watched the first episode of O's on YouTube, and then the next day, everything was gone. And so
Yeah.
what happened? Where is everybody?
I miss all those Henshin compilation videos. Like, some people still make them now, but they're very scarce.
Yep.
So I'm just like,
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so my computer finally loaded.
all right.
On the side where Spectre would be.
And derailed again.
God.
Come on.
It's the last thing I'm gonna say. The part closer to the elbow looks like Billy the Kid, and the one lower than that looks like it is Beethoven. And then the other thigh across from Nobunaga looks like Benkei. And now I'm gonna shut up because they're yelling at me.
Or Binky. Binky Damacy.
So from this rewatch of things, just for fun, did you guys notice any goofy scenes that just kind of stuck out?
I don't know, Kuga getting the sword stuck up his ass.
Because I'm throwing these guys a link in our chat at the moment. This is something I saw which made me laugh so hard.
Thank God my computer's on mute.
My phone turned on. Uh-oh.
Kuga, Agito, Riki.
Oh yeah, I guess I bet since I'm the one here who's seen all of Kuga and I love Kuga, I guess I should talk about how much I hate Yusuke Onodera.
Oh yes, you mean not Kuga?
I know, as I like to call him. I like to call him the worst Kuga.
And he's going to be in Bat Ride Genesis.
Yeah.
But before you do that, real quick, I just want to elaborate on what I was talking about. I threw these guys a link for a screenshot from the Den-O episodes where it's just Kaito saying, "I was born like that," and immediately my thought is, I want to see him singing "Born This Way." Just for whatever reason, that image just came into my head, and especially considering the dude can sing, as we said, he does one of the insert songs.
Talk about Kaito?
Well, I was thinking we should just do some talk about the characters in general.
Yeah.
Like, general thoughts on them or whatever. And we already kind of did for Tsukasa, so yeah, we can talk about the other guys. So, I don't know, where do you want to start? Kaito, Yusuke, the weird grandpa, Narutaki, or that stupid little bat, Kivala?
Well, there isn't much to say about a lot of the characters, actually.
All I know is they like to cheap out with Kivala, because there's some episodes where she's CGI and some where she's clearly just a puppet. I'm like, wow, really, guys?
It's just how much money they had left over after the episode was done.
I guess, or something, or they blew out too much of the CGI budget last season with Kivala, because I'm pretty sure he was all CGI all the time.
Yeah. Doesn't help that Kiva didn't sell that well.
Kiva didn't really have that many toys either.
Yeah.
I mean, you bought the belt, it came incomplete.
We know.
I mean, wasn't with Kiva, you bought the belt, you got it complete pretty much? Except for Tatsulat?
Yeah, you got it complete except for Emperor form.
And even then, Tatsulat was completely self-contained. You didn't even really need the belt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. The only thing you got was like the Futsal to make Kivat say summon Tatsulat, but they barely ever used that in the show. It was like once or twice he would do that.
Yeah, because
you really didn't even need the roleplay weapons to do the final attacks for him.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
I would love to have a prop replica version of the Garou Saber, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I wouldn't mind a figure art of that form.
That was the first Kamen Rider toy I ever saw before I knew what Kamen Rider was.
I think that was the same thing for me, too, watching Ava Unit 4 on Collection DX.
For me, it was Lock Seeds and the Double Driver.
Well,
Go 316.
Well, you came into the game late, so...
I just overheard Greencaster talking about Kabuto one time, and I was like, what's that? And it's like, oh, Kamen Rider's this cool show in Japan. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So I watched the first couple episodes, and because he let me the DVDs he had, and I was just like, this is cool. Like, they go fast and shit.
Kabuto, the OP rider.
Okay, Lane, that should just be an endorsement for Kabuto. Kabuto, they go fast and shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Go fast and shit.
Kabuto, the broken rider.
Kabuto, Kamen Rider Sonic.
Kabuto, he walks the path of God.
Yeah, Kabuto, the broken rider, as Crunch said.
Kabuto, the you can't touch this rider.
Yeah, he
You know
can
what I was
travel at the
thinking
speed
about?
of light and time.
You know what's gonna be? You know what would be really annoying? Every single rider in Kabuto doing a group henshin, like where they all do it like right after each other, like everything.
Just
So you
all
just
of the
hear
cast-off
them
parts
all go.
whack each other in the face.
Yeah, it's just like henshin. 10 people later, henshin. Slide in the belt, henshin. 10 seconds later, henshin. Cast off. 10 seconds later, cast off.
Oh god, was that in World of Kabuto where that might have also been in the series, I can't remember. Where the riders cast off and the parts just whack the Zek troopers in the face.
I think
Yeah.
that was in the World of Kabuto's. A couple
Yeah.
guys got whacked in the head with.
I think that even happened in
water.
Kabuto.
Yeah. Poor Zek troopers.
Those guns they have are so weird too.
Yeah, they're gun swords.
They're stingers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
No, 'cause they had
gigantic.
blades.
Because yeah, they're all based off
stingers.
ants.
yeah, you know,
Yeah,
it's a
'cause
lot
all the
better
Zek
than
troopers are
the
based off
beam
ants.
vibrator arm thing.
I don't know. If I could get like a cheap Zek Trooper costume, I'd be a Zek Trooper.
Like that was the whole joke. It's because they're all based off ants. So it's like they're just swarms of ants.
They're
Yeah, which is why
expendable.
there was all the photoshops of the Zek Trooper helmets on Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
But yeah, because aren't there like 10 in total, counting movie riders, Kabuto riders?
There's a lot of them, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's
Because there's
Kabuto the Zek,
Gattack,
Kabuto, Gattakas, B, Drake, Sword.
Sword, the
Three
three
Dark Hop-
Godspeed Love Riders,
Yeah.
Kick Hopper, Punch Hopper.
There's actually 11, I think.
Oh yeah, and Dark Kabuto.
Yeah.
What's funny is Hibiki, I think, has the biggest rider count
Yeah.
because like they're not all claimed, but there's like I think over 100 at least.
Yeah, we
Jesus.
see around, I think, 20-ish of them in the series and movies.
Yeah,
And then again, Hibiki isn't supposed to be a rider.
Yeah.
they're Oni.
Yeah. Yeah,
One
but
of these
it's a rider
things just
series in
doesn't
the first
belong
place.
here.
It's never supposed to be a rider series in the first place.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, look at all the potential Ryuki could have had for like movies of like a million different riders based on different things.
Well, only 10 of the riders actually showed up in the series. The other 3 were just in the movies, and Verde
And
was.
then another one ended up in Decade.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
I
like
know
there's
who
13
it
of us, but only 10 of us actually show up in the show.
Yep.
Yeah, there's 13 of us, and some dude with a fisherman hat's gonna go and make another one like 10 years from now.
Oh no, they educated.
I don't care, I love my Abyss figure art.
I'd love to get a
Amazing.
Ryuga figure art, but fuck, it's like $200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's expensive.
I kind
You
of
know what you
regret
do?
not getting the Ryuki figure when I could, because now it's like really expensive.
You know what you do? You just buy well, no, the Ryuki/Ryuga bodies are shit for Figmas. I was gonna say just buy the Ryuga figure art, it's cheaper. Or Figma, it's cheaper.
You want another thing that I really regret passing up on was I had the chance to get the freaking SH Figure Arts Gold Extreme.
And we're back to Toy Derail.
Yeah.
Yeah, toys.
I thought we were supposed to be talking about the characters. Now we're just talking about toys.
That's how they make all their money.
Well, I
See,
mean,
Grant-
the character was
okay,
basically
let's
just
see.
plastic.
Grandpa,
Basically,
weird.
Basically, everyone in the show was cardboard that wasn't a rider.
And then for some reason, the grandpa was apparently a squid monster.
Yeah.
Icarus. Beer.
And then
I've
Super Shinigami! Whatever.
That wasn't.
Yeah,
that was in
there's
the
freaking Shinigami
crossover thing,
Heisei.
right?
Huh?
That was in the crossover, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, you found out that was a Gaia memory, and then they
Yeah,
actually made a
it's-
Shinigami Hakusei Gaia memory, and I'm like, okay.
Okay, I've seen that. I saw a little bit of that fight with.
Yeah,
the
I think you
elephant
just
thing.
missed like the entire first half of the Decade portion.
I basically missed the entirety of Decade except for them doing the final attack and the elephant thing that they eventually attached the hard boiler to.
Because that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Hey, that outfit was fucking cool.
Yeah, they stuck the hard boiler on it, then used the heat memory.
Yep.
And then we got Final Form Ride Double, and it was cool, and they made figure arts of it, and they were
Yeah.
cool.
Of
yes,
course
they did make
did.
figure arts of it, and I
own them for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, because
But,
didn't I ask you if they came with stands?
Yeah, they did, and then
Decades
my friend,
once said this might tickle a bit. I remember that.
and then my friend told
He loved that line.
Yeah.
I love how
Yeah,
he would go for, this might tickle, whereas Deanne would just be like, this'll hurt.
it's gonna hurt a lot.
Oh yeah, I also liked in the Decade double thing where he did like the ultimate like final form ride with all the riders, and they're all just opening the other one's back.
Yeah.
It's gonna tickle.
This
It's gonna
might hurt,
tickle.
this
This is gonna
might hurt.
tickle. Damn, this is gonna hurt a lot.
Yeah, that was a interesting thing.
I want to make a meme from the Die Shocker movie, where like the scene where like Shadow Moon gets like fucking like kicked into the building and he's just like staying there.
Yeah.
Make like a joke of that where it's just like the description is when you join a game a game you love, multiplayer game of a game you like after so long, thinking you're still good.
Me
Into
when
the
I
fucking
play
belt.
Assassin's Creed.
Boom. Just obliterated.
I love when the all rider kicked into him and he's just like, oh my god, and then just
Sadly, that movie started the trend of war films, which I will never... I am so sick of them.
I love the movie Wars.
Not
Ultimatum is
those. Not those. The style where it's like, a big group of heroes, and then everything starts exploding, and then just...
This is basically superhero Tyson movies.
Yeah, the kind of All Riders versus Die Shocker is kind of a baseline of that style, and it's just like, enough. I'm sick of them. Because you have like that, and then it translates into the Steno movie thing, and then it starts up in the superhero Tyson line, and I'm just like, enough. I mean, the movie wars are okay, like they all do something different, but that particular line is just, enough.
Mean the line of we need to make up new names for Shocker?
Yeah, that.
Super Shocker!
Although, ironically, in the Kamen Rider Tyson, one Decade was absolutely hysterical with the way he was acting. And at least in a couple of scenes. There was like the one where he like walks in, it's like, oh, you guys gonna be the ones to take me out or something? It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then the frickin' giant parfait.
I will say, when I first heard what Decade's gimmick was, I was like, I don't really like that. It would have been kind of literally my exact thing when I first heard about Decade's abilities. I literally just said, I think I would like an ability. I literally was like, I don't like that. It'd be kind of cooler if he could like summon them, and then it's like, oh, that's what his secondary rider does. Oh, okay.
I remember.
No, I love Decade because like I remember I loved Decade for like the longest time. Like I still do, but like just when like I first saw him. And, like, first episode, I was like, this guy can turn into, like, other riders and use all their abilities. Like, this guy's... Nothing can best this person. Until then...
You have the guy who can literally summon an army just by putting a card into a gun.
No, but that's 15. And 15's like, I'm you plus 5 more! Ah! Like,
Except not really.
Except not really.
Yeah,
I saw this image of... It was from the first... superhero Tyson of Marvelous and Tsukasa fighting, and Marvelous is like, I can be 199 different heroes. There's no way you can beat me. And Tsukasa's just like, oh yeah, well I can be stronger. And Marvelous just like, shut up.
Shut up.
Lol.
Also, I forgot in the Decade series they had like the Shinkenger cameo.
Yeah.
Where they went to
Shinkenger.
That was cool.
First time they ever crossed over. Would not be the last.
And then the monster turned into the end, and I was just like,
Yeah,
that was interesting.
Can that happen?
it was especially confusing for me because I hadn't seen Shinkenger.
Yeah, that was an odd Sentai.
Yeah.
Just I love when he encounters Shinken Gold, then like he sees like Kaido transform into the end, he's like, oh my god, you're one of them! You're good, like Gadoshiga! And then he just starts fighting him, and I was like, this is... So the first ever Rider and Sentai to fight each other is the End and Shinken Gold. I'm like, alright.
Yep.
That's weird.
They really should have done something. If it wasn't for the way Decade was formatted, they could have done something else with that. Like, could have been like have one half of it be in the Shinkenger show and the other half in Decade, but that wouldn't have worked.
Well, it's funny in Shinkenger, they do like Kaido and Decade show up a bit, like
Yeah, it's
Decade,
like the last
and
one of the last episodes.
then
Or no.
Dien's like, oh, he's like, where's Genta? Oh, he's running off. Some guy stole his Zord, and it's like, oh, okay.
And that's why having Microzords is not the smartest idea in the world.
Mm.
So, on the one hand, you can have them in your pocket, on the other hand, they can get easily stolen. If you're
That's
not paying
why I'm
attention.
glad that's not what happens with the Zoogers mechas. Because that would be annoying. Be like, yeah, I just carry around this giant good luck charm Rubik's Cube in my pocket.
That would hurt.
Yeah, especially if you fell on it.
Exactly.
It would be like falling on a pile of Legos plus your keys.
So that caption I made for Crunchman's freaking thing. Just, oh, I fell on my rouser. You good, brah?
Except I realized later on that would not have made any sense considering the Rouser's his sword.
I don't know.
You would have had to say, did you fall on your buckle?
Turn up your game. Shut the fuck up, Sakasa.
Looks like you folded your hand. Whatever, man. Fuck you.
Yes, I made a game out of looking for hilarious screen caps, and that was one of them. It was Tsukasa looking like he's lounging while he's transformed, and you see alternate Blade fall over and look like he's in pain.
Okay, this is
Zaki was such a pussy.
He was.
Talk about a royal flush.
Wah, wah, wah.
This is something that I've always wondered. I mean, I don't mind it, but why is Decade pink? Like, I've just always, why of all colors did they choose pink?
I have never once questioned it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I like the pink. I just wonder why.
Yeah, that is a very interesting question. Why is he pink? I mean, thankfully they did not pick a shade of pink that's like bright, burn your eyes out.
It's closer to magenta than it is pink.
Well, yeah, isn't that like one of the things is that he always says, "Oh, it's magenta,"
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very interesting color choice.
Yeah.
I love it. Like I've said before, Decade's suit design is my number one absolute favorite. Like,
Yeah, it is a really good design.
He's flawless. Like there's nothing wrong about his suit.
One of my favorites was always the X across the chest.
Yeah.
My question is, how does he?
Yes.
Yeah.
My question is, how does he see through those lenses? Considering he got the bits in the back of them.
Well, that was in the Net movie.
Yeah, they explain like how the suit actor saw through the suit. So he had like two little slits when he was doing action poses.
I meant actually in the series, not the suit actor stuff. I remember the suit actor bit. I saw that, but I mean,
I don't know. How does Gao see?
Or how does frickin' DN see with the way his helmet works?
Yeah, how do writers like Gao or anything see? It's just teeth.
When you wonder what the designers were smoking when they came up with this crap.
Well,
At
I
least
mean, look at Abyss. He doesn't even have anything really looking forward.
At least with like Mock and Birth, like we saw like inside their helmets, and like even in Drive with the Drive movie, like we saw like they have like all this super tech, and they probably have like enhanced vision and stuff. So
They're basically Iron Man.
yeah, no, exactly. Like I saw him like to have like the inside the Birth helmet, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Iron Man, you guys.
Well, they did come out the same year as Iron Man.
Yeah, that's
so
that's what Toei does. They take whatever's popular at the time and use it in their shows.
There you go.
That's why Magi Ranger exists. Because Harry
Harry
Potter is
Potter.
popular.
Well, no, the funny thing is, Hurricaneger is based. The name is inspired by Harry Potter.
Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Kenja means stone, and then Hurry, so Harry Kenja.
That's weird.
Yeah, they explained that in I think Kiba Ranger, like an episode or something like that, and it was weird.
I haven't seen a Kiba Ranger in a long time.
You should. Yeah, it's. I gotta still finish season 2.
Yeah,
And
I
gotta
never
watch.
finished season 2.
I gotta watch Kanpai Senshin after 5 and stuff. So.
Gotta love Sentai parodies.
Right, Decade Kook is the Red Ranger in that show.
Yeah.
There's a nice
He brought
callback.
it back to Decade, guys.
Speaking of that character, didn't you say you wanted to rant about him, Biff? We kind of cut you off earlier.
I don't really have anything to say other than I just think he's a huge wuss, and it was kind of a disservice to Kuga.
I don't understand why they needed to have him follow them. I mean, what was wrong with him just staying where he was?
I don't understand.
Kuga's reasoning was, "Oh, I don't want you causing any trouble, so I'm going to keep an eye on you."
Yeah, and just completely leave my world unprotected for the most part.
Well, and also his partner died, so
yeah.
Well, no, it was more like Kivala tricked him to go to the Kiva world, and then he just ended up following after them. I'm just like, why did you have to make him be a main character? He's useless. He barely transforms.
which is why Redcaster Raven says he's like, Kuga's the true secondary rider to Decade. I'm just like, yeah, it's kind of true because he showed up before the end did. So
Yeah, but he barely does anything as a rider.
Yeah.
Like I said, he doesn't transform much at all.
no, like there's times where like he fights uncivilized, like I think he gets captured or something, and I'm like, you could transform, Kuga. All
I think
right.
Yeah, I think he transforms like 3 times in the entire series.
I'm pretty sure his most useful episodes were the Deno ones, where half of it he was possessed,
He gets used as a mace.
and then the rest of the time he's just possessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's
fucking. He looked so ugly when Momotaros possessed him.
That's just what Momotaros does.
No, but like at least with Tsukasa it looked cool, but just like Yosuke has all that hair and then just all of it spiked up, and you're just like, ugh. No, thank you.
Tsukasa looked better in the suit when Urotaros was in control.
Yes, I will absolutely full agreement. That suit was sexy as hell.
And again, apparently that's just what Urotaros does. Because even Natsume is like, holy crap.
I like entering women. What? Why not? This is your dream.
No, that was kind of an ironic line, considering, like, I actually did. That was one of the screen caps I took. It was just like, it says, normally I'm not interested in entering women. And then I'm just like, if that's the case, why do you spend so much time trying to seduce them?
Right. But poor Natsume, she got fucked over so hard. Because then they're all fighting over, oh, I want to possess her, no, I want to possess her, no, I want to possess her, and so I was just like, stop!
You say she got fucked over, but Urotaros didn't get that far yet.
Oh,
Jesus, guy.
Damn!
I have no idea what has happened to this show anymore. I don't know. Can anyone else think of anything else we can talk about with this? Because we've kind of been all over the joint.
Overall, people who are listening, if you have not watched Decade, watch it. It is very good.
It is certainly an experience.
Yeah, if you're not sure which Heisei Rider series to start with, and you want to see like a little sample of what each rider's like,
and I guess a very baseline idea of what the plot of the series is like.
And
like
sometimes not even a baseline of
like Ryuki.
like a la Ryuki.
Yeah.
There's one or two minor spoilers in some of the worlds he goes to, but they're not.
Yeah, what the heck was that about?
No, by the time you get to watching this actual series, you'll forget it was a thing. And you'll be like, oh yeah, Feist was a wolf in Orphan.
Oh, please,
Okay.
he already knows that answer, so...
I know I do. Our listeners might not, since, we were supposed to be going over 5 throughout the entire series.
Yeah, we've been derailed for that for a long time.
I know.
Oh
well.
Yeah, oh well.
We can just do a retrospective on it sometime, and I can plow through the entire series.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Yeah,
we'll discuss that later.
might be an easier thing to do.
Yeah, we'll discuss that
we can
later.
get that Kamen Rider guy on again.
Yep. Yeah,
He wants to be on. He sent me a message a while back asking when we were going to do... He said, hey, are you guys done with 5? I was like, we haven't even got to 5 and 6 yet, man.
But yeah, we'll talk about that after the show. So.
Yep.
But yeah, check out Decade, see if you like it, and hopefully you won't get too pissed off by some of its problems.
Yeah.
Like leaving so much up in the air.
Yeah.
I really don't understand why it was only 31 episodes. I mean, even the other shows, with as bad of the writing as they got, they still managed to pull a full block.
Yeah, it's not like it wasn't selling that well. Because from what I can remember, it sold pretty well.
Well, yeah, because collectible cards, hello.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's like I just don't understand why is it only 31 episodes.
Probably because they wasted a lot of their budget because they had to use a lot of CGI, and then they had to use, they had to recreate the world, they had to bring the riders in, they had to make monsters, like all this stuff, and just had.
And every single final form ride was a giant CGI cum dump.
Plus, honestly, probably most expensive opening scene to a rider ever.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the rider war thing.
Apparently, G's in there.
I did not know that.
There's homework for you.
There's a scene where you see all the riders like on the ground, like lying on the ground because they're dead or something. And if you just look really closely, there's G on the ground.
G's the wine rider, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the rider that was made from a variety show. It was just like, we're gonna help this guy make his dream come true. All right, wine-based rider. There you go. And then Decade and the other 9 Heisei riders show up. You can do it, buddy. We believe in you. All right, see ya.
You'll never be acknowledged again, but we believe in you.
I hate you.
There's one we'll have to cover on the show at some point.
His weapon is like a cheese knife and a bottle opener. It's amazing.
Wasn't the gun the bottle opener?
No, I think he had like a double-bladed sword. One end was a cheese knife, the other end was a bottle opener.
And he shoved the bottle in his belt and stuff. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I love G.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cover him on the show at some point.
It's not that hard. It's like it's just like a little episode.
Yeah, we can tack it on for something, but
yeah.
Watch the version that has like the video commentary and stuff. So because they're like, oh.
Maybe that could be like our April Fool's episode or something.
Oh, we got something planned for April Fool's episode for Castranger. It's gonna be pretty good.
Well, there's a hype for that.
What?
Exactly. Get hyped, bitches.
But
I was actually thinking, what if one April Fool's we just like switch shows? Welcome to Castranger. Wait.
I'm Crunchman. Dippa.
No, you take over the tower. We'll take over your base in Canada.
Fuck.
Welcome to Radio Sentai.
Guys, we're going to Toronto.
Oh my gosh, that would be hysterical.
Road trip.
For one episode, we have all the noises. But yeah, so unless we can think of anything else to go for with Decade, I think we're probably done at this point.
All right.
Yeah.
Right, so, well, that was the show. Thank you all for listening. Thank you to our guest for being here. Although now
my casters need me. So long, friends.
And now there's another hole in the ceiling. Great.
You couldn't even go back through the one you made.
Right, well, anyway, so yes.
Just rude.
Lou is going to murder him for the price of all this.
Well, yeah, so thank you to our guest for being here, and if you want more of his insanity, you can go listen to Radio Sentai Castranger. We've plugged that show so many times.
Yeah.
Well, we got to. They're our father.
That sounds a little weird, but whatever. And obviously, if you want to keep up with us, all our social media stuff's in the descriptions. So yeah, thank you all for listening, and come back next week where we play catch-up with everything that we need to play catch-up on. So, yeah, lots of doubles, because, 2 episodes of Ghost, 2 for Supercharge, and 2 for Zyuohger.
Yep.
And then we have to figure out what we're going to do with Fies, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you all for listening, and we will see you guys next week, hopefully. Bye!
Oh, Yazumi.